WCBI News at 6 starts now.
We begin tonight with breaking news from the Mississippi State University campus where a maroon alert was issued after a reported stabbing on campus. Our Scott Martin is on the MSU campus. He joins us now live with the latest. Scott.
Well, we just spoke with Sid Souther with Mississippi State University. He tells us that the suspect right now is still on the run. However, MSU police do know who that individual is that they're looking for. Here's what Sid Souther told us. He told us the victim was taken to OCH Regional Medical Center. That victim was in stable condition. The vitals were good, so that's good news there. We do know that also that the victim and suspect, they work together here at the Colvard Student Union. We're told that this appears to be some type of work dispute gone wrong. MSU just sent out another maroon alert letting everybody know that the student union is closed until 7 a.m. tomorrow. That's when it will reopen, not until 7 a.m. tomorrow. So if you're trying to get into the student union tonight or anytime before 7 o'clock in the morning, you're not going to get in. There's also no threat to campus. Police don't believe there's any threat to campus. That is why they're going to go ahead and reopen things at 7 in the morning. The suspect is believed to have left campus in a maroon SUV. So if you have any information, go ahead and call police. We'll have more tonight at 9 and 10. Reporting live on Mississippi State's campus, Scott Martin, WCBI News.
All right, Scott, thanks so much for that report. The owner of a health supply company in Amory is in custody tonight after a multi-agency raid on his business. Now, agents with the Mississippi Attorney General's office, along with officers from both the Mississippi and Alabama pharmacy boards, descended on the MedPoint building early this morning and have spent the bulk of the day there. WCBI has learned that MedPoint owner Philip Minga has been taken into custody on charges from Russell County, Alabama. The sheriff was not available to describe the charges against Minga, but the spokesman for the department confirms he has waived extradition and arrangements are being made to take him to Southeast Alabama. Minga is also under investigation by the U.S. Attorney in North Alabama for allegedly billing Medicaid for hundreds of thousands of diabetes test strips he never purchased. That case is focused on a company called Priority Healthcare. The feds say Minga is a ghost owner. It's not known if this search is connected to that case. The man accused of killing a Starkville optometrist is competent to stand trial. Circuit Court Judge Lee Howard making that ruling this morning at a competency hearing in Otsibbeha County. Tommy Chisholm is charged with capital murder and aggravated assault for the shooting death of Shauna Witt in January of 2018. Witt died and another employee at the Starkville Walmart was injured in the gunfire. A trial date will be set after a judge makes a ruling on further psychological evaluations. A Lowndes County man is accused of ramming his girlfriend's car while she was driving it. 21-year-old Christopher Austin Tedford is charged with aggravated assault. Lowndes County deputies were called about this incident yesterday afternoon. Investigators say Tedford saw the woman driving on the road and turned around. He apparently caught up with her and hit her vehicle in the highway in the area of Highway 12. Tedford was arrested this morning. The murder case against a former Ole Miss student will go to a grand jury. District Attorney Ben Creekmore says a motion has also been filed to withhold bond for Brandon Thiesfeld. Thiesfeld is accused of shooting and killing 21-year-old Allie Kostrel. Her body was found this past weekend on Buford Ridge Road by a deputy. Surveillance video released by Oxford shows the victim just hours before she possibly died walking on the square in Oxford. Thiesfeld was later arrested at a South Memphis gas station. He remains in jail tonight. Meanwhile, we're learning more about the Ole Miss students shown in a controversial photo. The university tells us Ben LeClaire is currently enrolled there as a junior. John Lowe, also pictured in the image, is not enrolled. The picture showing the trio holding guns in front of a bullet-damaged Emmett Till memorial sign was released Thursday by the Mississippi Center for Investigative Reporting. The report states the students have apparently been suspended from Kappa Alpha fraternity. Now, there's no proof that the three actually used the guns to shoot at this sign. Interim Ole Miss Chancellor Larry Sparks sent a statement out to students and staff today and the media, stating the image is, quote, offensive and hurtful. He also added that the actions of the students do not represent the values of Ole Miss. UPD did turn the photo over to federal investigators, who later told them the image did not pose a specific threat and declined to investigate it further. Time for a first look at our forecast on this Friday. Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson here with our first look. Hey, Keith.
Andrea, what a great afternoon we've had. A time lapse from Durham's Pharmacy in Vernon today shows those friendly clouds out there. Still a mostly sunny afternoon going into the early evening now. 85 in Columbus, 87 Tupelo, 88 in Starkville, 90 or so still in Louisville, give or take. You can see some of these fair weather cirrus clouds out there. Deep moisture down to our south. That's going to stay to our south this evening. So enjoy your Friday evening. It's going to be great for any outdoor activity. Lows tonight down into the 60s. And for your Saturday, back up to around 90 or 91. Your full forecast is coming up.
A transportation project will connect Toyota's Blue Springs plant with a Toyota Mazda plant under construction in Huntsville. And as our Allie Martin reports, the 4-lane, $50 million project is part of a regional freight corridor that could boost economic development in 3 states.
Currently, Highway 25 North goes from 4-lane to 2-lane in the Fairview community in Itawamba County. But a $52 million infrastructure for rebuilding grant was recently awarded to MDOT. That grant will help pay for construction of a 4-lane, 8-mile highway.
Corridor V is an Appalachian initiative that lacked 8.3 miles being completed that ties all the Southern Appalachia automotive corridor together. Tremendous infrastructure asset.
Randy Kelly is executive director of the Three Rivers Planning and Development District. He says the transportation project started taking shape after a group of local leaders visited with members of Mississippi's and Alabama's congressional delegations.
As a result, Appalachia funded a study and got an outside independent consultant, and that study confirmed what we were telling our outstanding congressional representatives, and MDOT then used that study as a foundation for a grant for infra money, and it's a true story of a great partnership of local governments working with our federal and state officials to bring a needed project for future growth into fruition.
The expansion will be built through what is now open fields and farmland. It will connect right behind me to the 4-lane at Highway 76, a few miles from the Alabama state line. It's expected to have a major impact on the region's economy for years to come.
Think with me 1 second. You can leave Nissan and go up 55, get on 76, go to Chattanooga, go to Nissan and Smirnoff, go to Honda, go to Mercedes, all 4-lane. Never get off 4-lane transportation. In this day and time of just in time, this enables suppliers for Toyota, for Mazda, for VW, for Mercedes or Honda to locate in North Mississippi and have direct transportation to the other companies.
The project should be open for bids next spring. Construction could be underway by next summer. In Itawamba County, Allie Martin, WCBI News.
The federal grant will be matched with $43 million in state and other federal funds, bringing the total cost to $96 million. An institution in the Northeast Mississippi restaurant business is back at work at the restaurant he began his career in 1977. The Tupelo Danvers location held a grand reopening today to help welcome back longtime manager Larry Wade. Now, Wade left Danvers suddenly last year and took on managerial duties at Brick and Spoon, but social media posts on Thursday announced his return to Danvers.
I would like to thank everybody for their prayers and support and everything over the last 5 or 6, 7 months that I've been gone, and I'm glad to be back. We're going to just keep rolling like we've been doing, and I'd love to give a shout out to Brick and Spoon, where I've been the last 6 months, and continue to help them in every way I can.
He's always done a good job, but I'm so thankful he's back.
Now, Wade brought other familiar faces back to Danvers with him, and judging by the lunch traffic today, many are glad to see their return. Coming up, politics is on the menu for one area of town. We have a preview of what's in store when we come back.
You're watching WCBI's News at 6 with Andrea Self.
Unity and fun are on the menu tonight in Okolona. Residents there are able to meet the new school superintendent and some of the political candidates. People are encouraged to bring their questions or their concerns to their area leaders at this event. Unity in the community is what it's being called. It's being held at Okolona's Mini Park.
We want everyone to come out and have their questions. If they have questions, they need to ask the candidates. If they have questions to the superintendent, they'll be able to get answers from them tonight.
Thank you.
And the fun just kicked off at 6 o'clock, so there's still time to get out there. A Winston County organization is working to put people to work and helping the unemployed make some connections. Friends of Dean Park hosted a day of fun and recruitment. 2 U.S. Department of Labor funded organizations were there to help low-income residents and people who are over the age of 55 that are unemployed. People are sometimes matched with nonprofit organizations to build skills and their self-confidence. There were also some opportunities to earn money, which could lead to permanent positions.
We placed them with one of our partners, a nonprofit organization, who would train them in a different field, a field that they have never worked in before, but a field that they have interest in working in. We would train them and we would give them a stipend. So once they're trained, and hopefully that partner will employ them.
There were also games, presentations, and food for everyone who attended.
Mainly clear and quiet for our Friday night. A pretty nice night, lows down somewhere into the mid-60s. And as we look ahead, those overnight lows start to moderate as moisture comes back in here. That will foreshadow rain chances next week. The full forecast is next.
Your WCBI First Alert AccuWeather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Keith Gibson.
One of those great pool weekends coming our way. Partly cloudy Saturday, 91. Much the same on Sunday, too. Can't rule out a stray shower either Saturday or Sunday. We'll just throw that 10% on Sunday, but in general, not really a lot of moisture expected around here. Now, we've had our fair share of moisture this year, so we'll take a weekend with not a lot of activity or one of those summer storms to really ruin your weekend plans. Just some high cirrus clouds in our area right now. There actually have been a few blips on radar down here in southern Mississippi and Louisiana, but those are few and far between right now. Deep tropical moisture down there offshore. Here's the big picture across the lower 48. We have high pressure, some mountain storms back to the west, a little bit of severe weather up there across the northern plains, and some unsettled weather down there in Florida right now. For us, we're sandwiched in between all of that, so things are looking pretty good. And it is late July, so it's no surprise there's a lot of orange on the temperature map all the way from Seattle to LA up to Boston down to Florida. It is a warm and typical late summer afternoon. All right, temperatures around here, we are in the mid to upper 80s in most spots. GTR still reporting 90, but some of you already cooler than that. We are shading this green area here right along the coast. That is where that deep tropical moisture lies now. But winds will become more southerly with time, and that moisture creeps back in here each and every day going forward. And that will give us better odds of rain, especially as we get into next week. We're thinking Tuesday could actually be the best day with a weak frontal boundary coming on in. So that's the way it's looking. Tonight, your Friday night down into the mid-60s. No major problems for us. And as we look ahead tomorrow afternoon, we should be somewhere in the upper 80s to around 90. So we'll plan it out for you. 81 at 10, 88 at 1, 91 or so at 4 o'clock. And early tomorrow evening, about mid-80s somewhere, give or take here. So your city-by-city forecast shows a pretty nice day for us here, upper 80s to low 90s, winds from the south and southeast at about 5 to 15 miles per hour, partly cloudy, much like what we were today. So no issues here across Mississippi or Alabama. The futurecast shows better odds for a little bit of rain here to our south tomorrow, but we'll pop some friendly clouds here Saturday and Sunday. Can't rule out a straight shower, but a better odds of rain as that frontal boundary comes on in as we get into next week. So here's your AccuWeather 7-day. Highs around 90 plus or minus for the next 7 days. Mainly dry this weekend, Andrea, with those better rain odds starting Monday, continuing through Thursday.
We'll just enjoy this nice weekend. 60 schools in 60 days begins Academy Week with the Cougars of Calhoun Academy. See the preview next in sports.
Your WCBI Sports with Courtney Robb is brought to you by your local Ford dealers. Go further.
We kick off Academy Week with the Calhoun Academy Cougars. The Cougars are facing a challenge this season that most teams are fortunate enough to not have to experience. As the team works day in and day out, they're forced to wonder if they will even see the field this season. Calhoun Academy is stop number 33 on the high school football tour.
WCBI's 60 Schools in 60 Days is brought to you by Sparklight.
This year, I'm just hoping that we can play, just play.
It's not every day a football team goes into the season unsure if they will play, but that's the situation at hand for Calhoun Academy. The Cougars currently don't have enough players for a team.
Right now, we've got 7 people out, and we're still beating the bushes trying to find some more kids to play.
I knew we were going to be low on numbers, but I figured we'd pick up some more people, but it just hasn't happened.
The prospect of not having a season is taking its toll on everyone.
I won't be here. If we don't get enough, there's no need of me, being around, because there won't be any need for a coach, a football coach. We don't have a team. So I'll probably sit out a while.
I've played football since 3rd grade, and I guess it'll be different without it one year, especially on senior year. I'll be able to play it ever again.
It's kind of sad, but I guess it's just going to be rough trying to piece everything together. And it's not looking good right now, but maybe we'll get a couple more guys before the season starts.
The players have done everything in their control to get more guys as they continue preparing for the season.
While we're hanging out and stuff, we'll ask other people if we see them. We ask people on social media and everything. That's about it.
I've asked multiple people, like on Snapchat, put people in a group chat, ask them. A few people posting on Facebook.
Ultimately, the Cougars understand that this is simply the hand they've been dealt.
My heart and soul is in this place. I love it, and I love the kids. But, sometimes things happen that you can't control, and this is one of those times, and you just have to do what you've got to do.
I'd be happy. It'd be fun one last year, go out, try to win a few games, see how we go from there, try to make the playoffs, make a run.
Reporting on the high school football tour in Calhoun City, Chris Bolton, WCBI Sports.
60 Schools in 60 Days with Calhoun Academy was brought to you by Calhoun Banking Center.
It's NFL training camp season, normally an exciting time, and not much can diminish that. Well, besides a typical nightmare, which is player injuries. Former Ole Miss wide receiver A.J. Brown and current Tennessee Titan left practice after slipping during an early drill. Brown reportedly was taken to the locker room and did not return for the remainder of practice. In the post-practice press conference, Titans head coach Mike Vrabel saying that as of right now, there's not a whole lot of concern. That's it for sports. Your last look is next.
All right, this weekend, not too shabby, warm, basically dry, some better rain chances next week. Humidity will gradually be on the uptick here. We've had some really nice days and really nice nights here, but that can't last. But no major weather systems coming our way.
It's the summer, so what we expect is heat and humidity. So it's been a nice reprieve this week from all of that.
That's right, a little taste of fall even before fall gets here.
We can't wait. Okay, that is the news at 6 o'clock, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your Friday evening. We'll see you back at 9 and 10.